Impossible things that scientists just prove are real. As a society, we've advanced so much in like stuff. I don't even know what this video could be talking about. Genuinely, you feel me? But yeah, man, let's check it out.
Let's get right into it. Number 10, the boiling river. Imagine turning on your kitchen tap and having actual boiling water come out. That's basically what's happening in the Amazon rainforest right now. There's a river that's so hot, it can literally cook you alive. We're talking about water that reaches 196 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to make a cup of tea, or in this case, human soup. For years, scientists thought this was just a myth. A boiling river in the middle of the rainforest seemed as likely.
Hold on, wait. So how does stuff like this happen, bro? Because I'm in AP environmental science right now, right? And I know there's like global warming, there's climate change and all that, right? And a whole bunch of stuff going on. But how does a boiling river? Yo, imagine you step in a new river, sizzle, 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 bro. Yeah, that's good idea. Yo, outdoor boys, bro, new video.
As finding a snowman in the desert. This river isn't just a little stream. It's 4 miles long. That's like 70 football fields of scalding hot water. Now, you might be thinking it must be near a volcano. Nope. The nearest active volcano is over 400 miles away. The water is so hot that if a small animal falls in, it gets cooked from the inside out. Local shamans have known about this river for centuries. They call it Shanai Timpishka, which means boiled with the heat of the sun. Turns out, there are huge cracks in the Earth's crust underneath. Hot water from deep underground shoots up through these fault lines like nature's...
Okay, so I can see how this happens now, you feel me? So you're telling me, hold on, wait. So if I like find that crack, right, and we open it up and I go inside, do you think I would like, you think I can get to like the middle? Oh my goodness, guys. What if we dig a hole straight down, right, through the earth so we can get to like, we could like jump in the hole and then come out the other side and we'd be like in Australia or something, bro. That's a genius idea. Yahoo! And then we go down, like a Mario pipe. That's genius, bro.
Own hot water heater. This natural wonder is under threat from deforestation. Scientists are now racing to study and protect this place, because once it's gone, we might never see anything like it again. Number 9, the unsinkable metal. Drop a chunk of metal into water and it sinks every time. But scientists at the University of Rochester just created a metal that refuses to sink. This isn't some magnet trick. It's real metal that tells gravity.
We haven't had this? We haven't had this? This seems like something that's basic, bro. And why does this even matter? What do you mean impossible things? This is impossible? I never thought this was impossible, bro. Yo, I could have done that, yo. It's like, yo, like what?
It's always a university in the UK.
Facts, bro. For why, bro? Like, what? That doesn't make sense.
To take a hike. Even if you force it underwater, it shoots back up like a cork. Drill holes in this metal, and it still won't sink. It's like having a boat with holes in it that just keeps floating. Scientists looked at some weird places for inspiration. Diving bell spiders, which build underwater air bubbles, and fire ants, which form living rafts by trapping air between their bodies. Using super powerful lasers, they carved tiny patterns into the metal's surface. These patterns trap tiny pockets of air, creating a force field that water can't break through. It's like the metal is wearing an invisible life jacket. The craziest part? When you push this metal underwater, it doesn't just float back up. It literally jumps out of the water. Scientists found that it converts the water's surface tension into kinetic energy. In other words, it turns the water's pushiness into a springboard. Imagine ships that can't sink even if they're damaged.
Yo, now that I'm thinking, bro, yo, like, bro, now, like, I could go, yo, this might revolutionize ships, exactly, bro. Yo, what? No more accidents, bro. Feel me? Just put that little metal, build it out of metal. It depends how expensive it is, though, because they said they were using lasers and stuff to build it. So I don't know, you feel me, what the cost of that's gonna be. But yo, now that I'm looking at it, this is genius, bro. This is absolutely genius.
Ones that laugh in the face of icebergs. Number 8, fire that burns on ice. Imagine holding a chunk of ice in your hand, but instead of cooling your palm, it bursts into flames. Scientists have found exactly that, ice that burns. They call it methane hydrate, but a cooler name for it is fire ice. This stuff looks exactly like normal ice, but it's hiding an explosive secret. Inside this ice, there are tiny cages made of water molecules, and trapped inside these cages is methane, the same stuff that makes your stove burn. When you heat this ice up or let it depressurize, the methane escapes. Light a match near it, and you've got ice that's on fire.
Wait, no, but that's different though, because then it's not It's not ice. That wouldn't be ice then, bro, because then you put methane and you put stuff, but that doesn't count. It doesn't count. You put methane and stuff around it. How do you, like, and it's not ice. You don't just freeze water. You put methane, you put a whole bunch of other elements and other stuff that made it catch on fire. But it is ice. So that's kind of cool, actually, bro. Fire ice? Dang, bro. Hey, bro, they went from ships, unsinkable metals to fire ice. Yo, they could have put fire on the iceberg, bro. Yo, I'm noticing, bro. Yo, they could have put fire on the iceberg during the Titanic. Yo, why are they making these revolutionary things now, bro? Is it, for me, I don't know.
Scientists have found massive deposits of this stuff at the bottom of our oceans. We're talking about enough fire ice to potentially power the entire world for hundreds of years. Number 7, brain-to-brain communication. You're sitting in a room, thinking about moving your hand. Nothing weird about that. But someone in another room suddenly moves their hand because of your thought.
Facts.
This isn't sci-fi anymore. Scientists at the University of Washington actually pulled this off. They put a cap with electrodes on one person's head, the sender. When the sender thinks about moving their hand, their brain creates tiny electrical signals. The cap picks up these signals and sends them through the internet to another person. The receiver.
Oh, no. That I don't trust whatsoever. Yo, gang, what? Do the internet? So they can read your thoughts now and what motion. Yo, if I want to move my hands, you tell me they can read that? What? Yo. Technology is getting way too advanced. This stuff is crazy. It's ridiculous, bro.
And yo, they could have used this to have a little more better communication.
All these could have saved the Titanic, bro. The boiling water under the iceberg, then the unsinkable metal used on the ship. Then we have a fire. We light the iceberg on fire. And then now we use the brain-to-brain communication to have better effects. Yo, we're geniuses, bro. Like, I don't know how we come up with stuff like this, but we're just so smart. It's like, you feel me? Imagine how tech will be in 100 years. No, it's definitely scary to think. The world's gonna change so much in the past. It's already changing right now with stuff like AI, and we have so much stuff that like is gonna revolutionize the world. And I just wonder how like school is gonna be in the future, like the basic stuff we're doing now, bro. Like college, school, education. I wonder how that's gonna change. I wonder how a lot of stuff's gonna happen, bro. Will we be dead? Now that's an interesting topic to talk about. I don't think we'll be dead. I really don't know, man. I think it was like it's scary to think about, but hey, I'm not going to live during. Actually, no, I definitely want to live during this, bro. Yo, 30 years from now, imagine where technology is going to be. That's ridiculous to think about. Anyways, bro.
If we're shown
The
music
receiver
from
is sitting
100
there
years
when
from
suddenly
now,
a magnetic pulse hits their motor
This is
cortex,
the underground
the part
music,
of your
bro.
brain that controls movement. And just like that, their hand moves. Not because they wanted it to, but because someone else thought about it. It's like having a really aggressive backseat driver, but for your body. One person's brain is literally controlling another person's body through the internet. Before you worry about people controlling you through Wi-Fi, this only works with very simple movements, and you need a lot of expensive equipment. Still, the implications are huge. Imagine helping someone who's paralyzed move their hands again, or teaching someone a physical skill from.
Okay, so there's benefits to this, and there's like, you feel me? There's benefits, but there's also a lot of drawbacks to this. Now, now thinking about that, right? If you're paralyzed and you're helping someone move, is that really helpful? Because they're not. Actually, no, it could be helpful. Actually, no, I can see how that could be used beneficially, right? But imagine something like that gets hacked.
I wouldn't want to be connected to a special person.
Why not? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? But it definitely is very interesting to think about, bro. Like, dang, brain-to-brain connection. If y'all ever watch this anime, it's called Sword Art Online, right? It kind of reminds me of it a little bit.
Across the world. Number 6, diamond rain on other planets.
What?
Imagine a place where it rains diamonds. Not just a few sparkly drops, but massive chunks of pure diamond falling from the sky. Scientists just proved this actually happens on Neptune and Uranus. These
What?
planets are basically giant diamond-making factories. Deep inside these planets, intense pressure and heat rip apart methane gas. The pressure is millions of times stronger than Earth's atmosphere. The hydrogen from the methane floats away, leaving the carbon atoms behind. And when you squeeze carbon under that kind of extreme pressure, you get diamonds. But these
We're gonna be millionaires. Bang! Yo, I'm taking a spaceship. Yo, Elon, give me a spaceship, bro. Y'all gotta call up Elon, but I'm gonna tweet at Elon to give me a spaceship. Yo, imagine I go to Neptune. I go there with a big sack, a big like sack. And I'm just holding it for me, catching diamonds. Come back to the Earth. What do you think the other planets is right now? I don't know, bro.
aren't your typical engagement ring diamonds. Scientists think they could be millions of carats in size. That's
Oh
like
my.
having diamonds the size of cars falling through the planet's atmosphere.
Dang.
Scientists proved this was real by recreating these conditions in a lab. They created a tiny version of Neptune's atmosphere, and shot it with powerful lasers. For a split second, they saw tiny diamonds, nanodiamonds, forming right before their eyes.
Yo, imagine that, bro. Imagine you go to a planet. Imagine like say Elon Musk, you feel me, built like some sort of spaceship to take us to Neptune, right? How do people think of this? I don't even know. It's science, bro. It's crazy. I don't know how far we're getting in technology, bro. It's crazy, right? Imagine Elon Musk takes a trip to Neptune, right? Imagine out of nowhere, just you feel me, cruising, about to land. We're landing. Big diamond comes and smashed down on top of the for me, Elon Musk, bro. For me, hit me up anytime, bro. We can head to Lorandale or something.
Number 5. Living machines from cells. Scientists just created something straight out of a sci-fi movie. They built tiny living robots using frog cells. They took a bunch of frog skin and heart cells, rearranged them like living Legos, and created a brand new life form. They're called xenobots, and they're neither animal nor robot.
That right there can't be anything good, bro. Xenobots, and they're not animal or robot. What does that even mean? Why create this? Who sat there and think, I'm a scientist, I went to school for years, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the lab and I'm gonna build cells and create new organism that who knows could have done what.
Little guys are smaller than a grain of salt. They can move around, work together, and even heal themselves when damaged. But here's where it gets crazy. They can reproduce, not like frogs do. These xenobots find and scoop up loose cells in their dish and assemble them into new copies of themselves. And they're doing it all without any genetic modification. The scientists basically just gave the cells a new body plan, and life figured out the rest. Scientists think these could be used to clean up microplastics in the ocean, or deliver medicine directly to cells in your body. Tiny living robots swimming through your bloodstream, fixing things up like a microscopic repair crew. This is just the beginning. We're literally watching the birth of an entirely new class of life form.
Yo, hey, bro, what? Yo, we're getting too deep and far into this science stuff, bro. I gotta do my research. I'm not even tapped into like news,
That's
science. That can't be anything good, bro. You telling me they can reproduce by scrambling cells? Yo, it's gonna be like Ant-Man, but Ant-Man's gonna take over the world, bro. Like, bro, what?
4. Memories transplanted between creatures. Imagine waking up tomorrow with someone else's memories. Sounds impossible, but scientists just proved it can be done, at least in sea slugs. Researchers at UCLA trained sea slugs to be scared of getting touched. Every time they touched one, they'd give it a small electric shock. Soon, these slugs would curl up defensively for a long time whenever anything touched them. Then, the scientists extracted RNA from these traumatized slugs' brains. They injected this RNA into completely normal slugs who had never been shocked before, and the impossible happened. These new slugs started acting terrified of being touched, curling up for just as long as the trained slugs.
I just have a question. Why? Why did we do this?
To locate remaining bodies.
Why? Like, why? How do you get to the point where you find slugs, you torture them to the point where they hate being touched, then you extract the RNA from them to make it so they don't like being touched? Like, I could definitely see everything in this video saying that Supposable can be used for good. It could also be very bad if you like stuff like this, you know what I mean? Damn.
Even though they'd never experienced the shock themselves, they literally transferred a memory from one creature to another through a simple injection. It's like downloading someone else's fear directly into your brain. Scientists think this could eventually be huge for understanding memory, but it also opens a Pandora's box of dark possibilities.
Exactly, bro.
What we thought was impossible just became very, very real. Number 3, the first real invisibility cloak. In Harry Potter, he throws on a cloak and becomes invisible.
Yo, what? The first real invisibility cloak. Only in this society, in this day and age, bro. Let me keep hearing.
Scientists have finally created something similar in a lab. They've created a material that can bend light around an object, making it disappear. Right now, this only works for really small objects, things smaller than a paperclip. But this isn't some camera trick or green screen magic. This is actual physical invisibility. The material is made of tiny gold blocks, each one about 50 times smaller than a human hair. These blocks are arranged in a pattern that basically tells light to go around the object instead of bouncing off it. Think of it like a stream of water hitting a rock. The water splits and flows around the rock, then comes back together on the other side like nothing was ever there. Previous attempts at invisibility only worked from one specific angle, but this new material makes objects invisible no matter where you're standing. Scientists tested it by...
That can't be good, bro. This could be used for such like danger. Like, imagine But imagine people start building these in cameras, bro. Imagine invisible cameras. You're like, what? This is gonna be bad work, bro. We're getting too advanced. And we're gonna end up getting to a point where it's like, bro, what is there to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Perverts can use this X1-4L.
I'm saying, bro. Like, that's not funny, but like they could. Like, what? Like bad stuff can come from this.
Putting a tiny bump on a mirror and covering it with this material. When they looked at the mirror, the bump was completely gone, like it never existed. The technology could eventually be used to hide larger objects, maybe even people. Number 2.
Why? Why would that be good? Why would that be any good? Why is that? Why? I want to hear the reasons on why that'd be good and why we discovered that. There's no way that could be good at all, bro. There's no way that could be good at all.
Reviving dead brains. Scientists at Yale.
Yeah, bro. See? You see, bro? Reviving dead brains. Okay, you know what? Let me hear it.
Yale University took pig brains from a slaughterhouse. These brains had been dead for 4 hours. No blood flow, no oxygen, nothing. They created a special fluid called BrainX. Think of it like a life support system for individual brain cells. They pumped this fluid through the dead brain's arteries, and something impossible happened. The brain cells started working again. Not just a few cells, billions of them. They were consuming sugar and producing carbon dioxide. They were alive. Now, these brains weren't thinking or conscious. They were just on. It's like your phone being plugged in, but the screen is off. The experiment proved we were wrong about how long brain cells can survive without oxygen. We thought it was minutes. Turns out it's hours. It suggests that death is more of a gradual process than an on-off switch. This could change how we treat brain injuries from stroke and trauma, but it raises wild questions about when someone is actually dead.
Yo, cause imagine someone just dies and they rush them to the hospital and then they put the juice inside of them, power up, come back to life. Go. This could be bad, gang. I think if someone's gonna, okay, look, now this gonna sound kind of like sad, right? But I think if someone's gonna pass.
How about we use this on the German dude?
Which German dude? I think if you're gonna and you're gonna be gone, I think you should be gone, but you should not be this should not be available to bring you back to life. Now that sounds kind of sad, but like I don't think that's a good idea though. That means we're just gonna have, bro, what? I don't know.
In fact, the scientists had to add chemicals to stop the brains from becoming fully active because nobody was ready to deal with the ethical nightmare of a conscious, disembodied brain. Number 1, star in a jar. Scientists just did something that was once pure fantasy. They created a tiny star on Earth, achieving nuclear fusion, and for the first time, they got more energy out than they put in. This is the same process that...
I mean, come on. You just be bored. Yo, just be bored scientists. You know, I can't hate on it, bro. Star in a jar.
Powers our sun. At a lab in California, they shot 192 giant lasers at a tiny capsule of fuel smaller than a peppercorn. The temperatures inside hit 100 million degrees Celsius. That's about 6 times hotter than the center of the sun. No material in the universe can contain it. If even a tiny bit of this plasma touched the walls of a reactor, it would instantly vaporize them. In fusion reactors, they keep this mini-star from destroying everything with a cage of powerful magnets, making it float in mid-air. This breakthrough could solve our energy problems forever. The fuel for fusion comes from seawater. 1 bathtub of seawater could produce as much energy as 40 train cars full of coal. And unlike regular nuclear power, fusion doesn't create long-lived radioactive waste. If something goes wrong, the reaction just stops. For a split second, that tiny fuel capsule produced more power than all the power plants in the United States.
Okay, this is one of the most beneficial ones in this video. One of the only ones I feel like is very beneficial. Bro, energy is one of the reasons our planet is gonna degrade and we're gonna be gone, bro. And like, feel me? The planet is dying. It's genuinely dying as we speak right now. You watching this video is killing the planet. You watching my stream, me doing the stream, we're killing the planet right now. So energy is definitely a big factor and stuff. So it's like, this is actually one of the most beneficial ones on here.
States combined. We just took a massive step toward harnessing the power of the stars. That's all for today.
Yo, genuinely, I think what I realized, bro, for me, that's a good little video to inform about what's going on in the world right now, right? What I do think is we're getting a little bit to the point where it's like, okay.
In conclusion, the Titanic could have been saved.
All those could help with the Titanic. But basically what we're getting, bro, is like, dang, bro, scientists are proving massive and real. There's mad stuff going on in the world of science that I'm not even tapped into. And I bet a lot of y'all are not even tapped into, or like y'all know knowledge of, just because who cares? Science. You know what I mean? It's like, unless you're like, for me, like science, like nerd, science, for me, like who really cares? But dang, bro, that's definitely scary to think about.